You wake up, go to work, pay bills, and at the end of the month hardly anything is left. Does it look familiar? Now imagine that repeating itself for years. You're not living, you're surviving. But what if I told you that the fault is not your salary, but silent mistakes that are sabotaging your financial life? Yes, there are habits that are preventing you from growing, and the worst, you don't even notice. As you repeat these patterns, the rich follow another path. A simpler path, but one that requires awareness and change. And today I'm going to show you the 6 most destructive mistakes that keep millions of people stuck in debt and frustration. Stick to the end because the last mistake is the most common and dangerous, and maybe you're making it every day. Before we start, sign up for the Wisdom and Finance channel where each video brings you closer to the financial freedom you deserve. Know what is the first fatal error? Spend without planning. You get the salary, and in a few days it has evaporated. Credit card burst, impulse purchases, delivery almost every day, and when you realize you are already in the red. Speech balloon. Most people live like this. They work to pay bills, not to build wealth. This behavior is common because we were taught to consume, not invest. But the rich do it differently. They follow a simple rule. Plan before you spend. They know where every penny goes before it even goes into the account. Practical tip: before spending anything, ask, does this bring me closer to freedom or does it bind me further? This little habit can be the watershed between eternal debt and financial independence. And there's more. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the silent mistake that seems innocent but can suck your energy and money for years. Stay with me. Let's break this cycle together. Here's a brutal truth. If you only have one source of income, you're one step away from financial collapse. Think about it. What if you lose your job tomorrow? Or if your main source of income is cut? Most people get desperate because they put all their eggs in one basket. The rich? They think differently. They create several sources of income. Investments that pay dividends, rental properties, digital products, small online businesses. They know that diversified income is security. This is what allows them to choose freely, say no to toxic jobs, and live more peacefully. If one source dries up, the others keep flowing. This phrase guides the mindset of those who prosper. What about you? Have you ever thought about starting something small alongside your current job? An extra income, a smart investment, an idea in the digital world? I'm going to reveal a common mistake that seems like responsibility, but is actually sinking your financial future. Don't miss it. This could be what's holding you back from growing. This is one of the most insidious mistakes because it seems like the right thing to do. When most people get their paycheck, they rush to pay their bills, pay off their credit cards, buy what they need, and only then think about investing what's left over. The problem? There's never any left over. The truth is simple and hard. Those who pay everyone before themselves are always at the end of the line. And at the end of the line, there's rarely anything waiting for you. The rich follow a different rule. They pay themselves first. This means that, before any expense, they set aside a fixed amount to invest. It's an attitude that requires discipline, but that builds freedom over time. This practice completely changes the game. When you put yourself first in your finances, you start to prioritize what really matters, your future. And over time, this habit turns into wealth. While others are still trying to make ends meet, you are already reaping the rewards of your consistency. Now we will talk about a mistake that keeps many people stuck in stagnation, believing that they need a lot of money to start investing. Many people believe that it is only worth investing when they have a good amount saved. This mentality is a silent poison that keeps thousands of people away from financial freedom every year. The truth is that the rich didn't start with a lot, they started with what they had. They understood early on that the initial amount is less important than the habit of starting. Because time and consistency are the greatest allies of those who want to multiply money. Waiting for the right moment, or when there is more left, is a trap. That ideal moment rarely comes. Life will always present unexpected expenses, momentary desires, urgent priorities. What sets those who prosper apart is the ability to act now, even with little. Investing 50 reais a month may seem like little at first, but the habit you build with it is worth millions in the long run. If you learn to invest with little, you'll know exactly what to do when you have a lot. But if you wait until you have a lot to start, you'll waste time, and time is the most precious asset there is. Living to impress others. Do you know anyone like this? One of the biggest financial poisons is trying to appear rich before you actually are. Buying expensive clothes, cars you can't afford, taking trips in installments just to show off a life that impresses others. This behavior has a high cost, and almost always invisible at first. Growing debts, stress, anxiety, and a false sense of progress. True millionaires do the opposite. They live below their income. They drive simple cars. They wear modest clothes. And they accumulate wealth in silence. Because they know that true wealth doesn't need applause. The problem is that we live in a culture where status is worth more than stability. Where likes are worth more than freedom. But what no one tells you is that impressing others is expensive. And those who are always trying to prove something to others usually lose focus on what really matters. Building a solid life. Want to change your life? Start spending less on appearance, and more on intelligence. Invest in what gives you returns, not in what gives you likes. When your bank account is strong, you won't need to prove anything anymore. Now that you know the 6 most destructive mistakes for your financial life, you need to understand one thing. Knowledge doesn't change anything if you don't act. Thousands of people remain trapped in cycles of debt, anxiety and frustration simply because they don't have the courage to change their habits. They expect a financial miracle, but they continue to make the same mistakes every month. You can choose to be different. You can start today with small but consistent steps. Start investing before spending. Stop living to impress. Learn before investing. Create new sources of income. Use money wisely. And most importantly, change the way you think about wealth. This is true freedom, no longer depending on luck or salary, but instead building something solid. Real. Yours. And if you want to continue on this journey of financial transformation, subscribe to this channel now and leave your like. Here, each video is a step towards your freedom. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to start. See you in the next video. Until then, build, grow, and thrive.